Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. On tonight's video, I'm going to show you how to change a tire on your Santa Cruz. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is set your parking brake. That's going to be this button here in the middle. Just pull that up. And then here on your dash, you'll see in red letters it says brake. That means your emergency brake is now set, so the vehicle won't fall off of the jack when you jack it up. Our back passenger door and lift up our seat. Trying to use my thing for a light here so you guys can see it. And then right here under the seat is your jack and your lug wrench and all the stuff that you're going to need to change the tire out. So we'll grab that out. Okay, so now we got our factory tools out. We got our jack here. This is our factory jack, this being the bottom of the jack and this being the top of the jack right here with the little notch in it, which I'll show you where that goes in a minute. And this is your lug wrench. What you want to do now is put that on to your lug nuts, which are the bolts that hold the wheel on, and you go ahead and crank that lefty-loosey to break it loose, and you can turn it just like that. And if you're not strong enough to turn it with your hand, you can always put your foot on it and turn it with your foot like so. You want to break all these loose before you start jacking the vehicle up, that way you don't knock it off of the jack. Okay, so now that you got the lug nuts broken loose, you want to put your jack where it goes, our flat being on the back. We're going to go underneath what they call the rocker panel of the vehicle, which is the lower side of it, and we're going to look under here for the pinch weld that this jack lands on. Trying to open it up a little bit, crank it up like so. So that way when you get under there, you'll be able to position it a little quicker. Slide it in, and right here, see how the plastic's kind of cut away, and then you got this metal that goes along here, and it's got these two little dips that go up. That's where the jack's going to land like that. It's going to look just like that. So we'll crank it up like so. Get it to land in there like it's supposed to. And then once it's nice and tight, we can get out and start jacking it up. And that is the rear jacking point. But I'll show you the front jacking point, just in case your flat is on the front. So same thing, come under the vehicle by the rocker panel. And then you look right here and you see how the plastic's kind of molded away. And then you got this pinch weld right here on the lower rocker. That's where you put your jack for the front wheel. Okay, so once you got the jack in position, go ahead and put your tool in like so, and start cranking it up. Alright, and so now we'll get the spare out, which is underneath the vehicle, like so. And then it has this little part right here. Take this off to access the spare. Alright guys, so in the kit that you get, it's not going to have a little flathead screwdriver, but you're going to need something like that to unscrew this. I didn't find anything in the kit, but you might. Maybe there's something I didn't see. Remove that, and then we don't know what's next. I've never done one of these. So let's look in there and see what it shows. There. Okay, so I just see that bolt, which you guys can't really see because my camera won't focus, but it just looks like a bolt in there. So I think that this little thing right here is going to go in and attach to that. So let's try that. Let's see if it attaches. There it goes. So that locks in like that. And then I would imagine we take our lug wrench here and attach it to the end, and then we're gonna unscrew this, or not unscrew it, but loosen it by going lefty. So lefty-loosey as always, and then we look under here and, oh, shut my light off. All right, then we look under here and you'll see the spare start coming down. All right, there we go. So it's just held in by this mechanical winch up there with that wire. So if you don't have these tools, you're gonna have a hard time lowering this down. But there you go. Now, even though it's on the ground, you want to keep cranking this until it won't crank anymore. That way you have enough slack to pull it out. Otherwise, you're going to crawl under the vehicle and grab the wheel, which you don't want to do. So just crank it till it stops, and then you'll be able to pull this wheel out, lean it up against the back bumper, and then take this little middle part right here, this little clasp or whatever they call it, feed it back through, and then there you go. And then just crank this back up like so. Crank her back up and watch the cable go back up. And because you don't have the weight of the spare tire underneath it, I recommend that you don't crank this thing all the way back up, because sometimes it'll create slack in that line. So just let it hang about maybe 10 inches or so like that, and then you'll be fine. Pull your stuff back out, put your little plastic cap back in there. A certain way it goes. There we go. And then we'll turn it to the right to lock it back in. There we go. All right, now we can take our wheel off over here. Okay guys, so now we got our spare out, we got our vehicle jacked up. We'll go ahead and take our lug wrench, put it in here, and just run these lug nuts all the way off. Lefty-loosey. Just be careful that you don't scratch the paint with this, because if it comes off a little bit, it will scratch the paint, so just be careful. Okay, so then once you have all the lug nuts off, you can just grab the wheel and pull it. If it doesn't come off, just give it a good kick, and then it should come right off. Okay, now we can take our spare, just pick it up, roll it in there, and we're going to set it right on those lug studs right there, those big studs that are sticking out right there. Alright, and then just take your lug nuts right here and screw them back on by hand, righty-tighty. Alright, and then once you get them all on by hand, just take your lug wrench here and tighten them. Start with one, and then do a cross from it, and then a cross from it, and a star pattern. That way it tightens the wheel correctly to the hub. And once you have them pretty tight, you can go ahead and let the jack back down. Okay guys, so the full-size wheel will not fit underneath, so we put it in the bed of the truck, or SUV, whatever you guys like to call it. And we put all our tools back in there where they go. I won't touch the seat because my hands are probably dirty. All right, you guys, don't forget to release your emergency brake. I think you just press the button again or push it down, and it should release, or when she puts it into reverse, it should release it. All right, you guys, well, that was my first tire change on a Santa Cruz. I hope this video helped you out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop me a comment. Really helps me out on the old algorithm stuff on YouTube. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye now.